Ready? This song's called Gin and Tonic. My name's Eric Vehlow. I'm a guitar player and a musician in Boise, Idaho, and I play guitar and sing for the band Drifters still. The sky is blue, there's not a cloud in sight. Oh, just you, my friend, here by my side. And gin and tonic and that freshly squeezed in lime, our troubles are far out of sight. I started playing guitar probably my senior year of high school. One of my friends played guitar and we wanted to start a punk rock band. And so I went out and bought a guitar and an amp from a local pawn shop and started learning how to play guitar. So take this time, my friend, let's spend together here forever, not worrying about anything, and let this world pass us by. Let all its troubles, all its worries drift away just like the clouds in the sky. And I close my eyes and smell that summer breeze. Oh, our music mix puts me at ease. And lazy dancing girls of summer on our minds. Bright images, pour one drink at a time. Oh yeah. So till this time, my friend, let's spend together here forever, not worrying about anything. And let this world pass us by. Let all its troubles, all its worries drift away just like a cloud in the sky. So when I first started playing, it was in the late '90s, and I was really into grunge and punk rock. And my favorite band was Pearl Jam. And Mike McCready, the lead guitarist for Pearl Jam, was my guitar hero at the time, so he really inspired me to start playing. But it wasn't very long until I realized I couldn't play screaming guitar solos, and I wasn't Mike McCready, and so I got a little bit discouraged, and then one of my friends had a CD called Live at Luther College, and it was a Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds live performance, a double disc live performance. And it was just the two of them in a big auditorium playing by themselves to a bunch of college students. And it really was a game changer for me because I realized the acoustic guitar wasn't just something where you play, some strummed chords, but you could actually play these really neat, rhythmic, melodic lines while you also sang your song. And I just found it very interesting and very inspiring. And then Tim Reynolds would play lead parts with his guitar. He had an acoustic guitar and he had some pedals, and he's a phenomenal guitar player. And I was really inspired by it, really curious, and so I dusted off my acoustic guitar and I went out and I went to Hastings in Meridian, and I bought the tab book for Live at Luther College, and I started learning those songs, and that's really where I started. My style is a little bit more, I don't like to play just simple chords. I do that now, obviously, but I find it more interesting to try to play more complicated guitar parts, and that's where I really started to learn how to do that. And it just opened my mind to the fact that you could play. You didn't need a whole band. You didn't need a drummer and a bass player and all these other instruments. You could play interesting, compelling music just with yourself on an acoustic guitar, and it was really inspiring to me. And and then I could learn at my own pace and grow at my own pace. And I discovered that what I really loved to do was to write music and write songs. And all my life I had grown up being an artist, and I preferred to draw with a pencil and just a pad of paper. I thought it was really simple, and I had done that all my life up until this point. And I realized once I started writing music with an acoustic guitar, and once I started playing, that it almost, you know, replaced that part of my life, or that part of what I needed to do to create. And I really loved it. And you know, and recently with my band, you know, that's a whole different experience when you're playing with a group of people and you're all locked in on the same page, drums, and you're singing harmonies together. And I thought that was really, you know, that's a whole different type of experience where you're connecting with people on a different level, and that's an amazing experience as well. But you know, a real game changer for me was when I heard that live at Luther College album, Dave Matthews, and it just inspired me. And there was a local player here at the time. His name's Marcus Eaton. I think he's in Los Angeles now, and he's an amazing guitar player. And he was doing sort of the same type of thing, except for it was just him and a looping pedal. And so he was kind of like Dave and Tim, sort of in one machine. He was amazing. So he was really inspirational to me as well. And now and then I catch myself worrying about places I have been that I want to forget. Our band name is Drifter Still. It's 2 words, and it doesn't really mean anything. We've been playing together since 2010 probably, but we haven't really been playing shows. We didn't really start doing that until 2013, and so we had several different names, and we couldn't find anything that quite fit us as a personality, our band, and sort of our music. We came up with tons of names that didn't quite work right. So, you know, we're from Idaho. I wanted something that reflected, you know, we write a lot about Idaho, we write a lot about our experiences here. And I thought those words sort of had a nice play. You know, I thought, I think of drifting and I think sort of a river. Still, I think of stillness and the wilderness. And so I thought it was a nice interplay with those 2 words. We were coming up with all sorts of other meanings for them, but I kind of like the ambiguity of it. But that's what I think of. I think of the motion and then also the stillness. So pour a drink or tell a joke or two, my friend, you always pull me through into that light, oh yeah. So till this time, my friend, let's spend together here forever, not worrying about anything, and let this world pass us by. Let all its troubles, all its worries drift away just like the clouds in the sky. So take this time, my friend, let's spend together here forever, not worrying about anything, and let this world pass us by. Let all its troubles, all its worries drift away just like the clouds in the sky. To me, writing music is a really solitary and personal experience, and it's something, you know, I mentioned before how it sort of replaced drawing in my life, but I've always needed to create something, and so to me, it's a very solitary activity, and I would do it even if I never played a song for another audience. I would be writing songs till the day I die. I love to do it. I have to do it. But I write about my own personal experiences. So I write a lot about friendship or love. I've written about death, places, those sorts of things that I see my friends going through, and how they react to it or how I think they should react to it. We've got an album. Our first album is going to be coming out here, hopefully in the next couple months. We're mixing it and mastering it right now. But one of the songs on there is called Daylight, and that song is about my daughter Rowan, who died when she was 3.5 years old. She died of SIDS, and that song is about that experience, and it's about overcoming grief and dealing with grief. And the chorus of that song talks about facing your grief head on and diving into it. There was a book that I was reading at the time that my wife was reading, and I can't remember the name of it exactly, but the author had this analogy of you can either always run from your grief, and you're constantly going to be running from it, or you can turn around and face it head on and learn to deal with it. And he made it, the analogy was you can either run from night, you can run from the darkness, or you can turn around and you can dive right into the darkness, because that's the fastest way, that's the quickest way that you're going to be able to see the sunrise and see the light again, and learn how to deal with what's going on. So that's what that song is about. And I generally, I write a lot about personal experiences and relationships.
Daylight shine through my window. The sun has started its race again, but I don't have the strength to crawl out of bed and face the world. Death seems oh so final. Those of us who've never seen that other side. But I know that every ending, it's a beginning. There's no need to fear. And I feel her with me. Her spirit is with me. I feel her with me, oh, nah, nah.
So how would I describe the music scene in Boise? I think it's a pretty special place. We haven't been playing shows in Boise, honestly, for very long, but we're from here. I know a lot of people that are in bands here, and everybody's very supportive. Without some of the friends that we have in some of the bands here, we wouldn't have gotten some of the ability to play locally that we would have had otherwise. So everybody supports each other. I think most of the artists here want to make it a scene where original live music is supported, and where people can get together and play and have an audience. So I think it's a special place, and I'm hoping that we can help participate in that, more going forward. But we've seen a lot of great support from other local musicians and local just people in the music industry. I think Treefort has gone a long way to really help the music scene in Boise. It gives local bands an opportunity to get out and really play for a lot of people. It's a lot of fun. The Boise Music Festival was great this year. There were a lot of local bands that were there. And I'm hoping that those types of things, continue to grow, and that people come up with more ideas for those sorts of things, maybe more venues. There's great venues here that support local live music, and I'm hoping more as those festivals become bigger, I'm hoping that more venues will open themselves up to that sort of thing as well. So I feel lucky to be here.
With me, her spirit is with me. I feel her with me, oh yeah. In the evening, So I confront that darkness, 'cause I know, oh I know, it's the fastest way to the sunrise, to the sunrise.